Watch the TUI 38.
How y'all doing, my entrepreneurs? Today we're here with another episode of A Look Into an Entrepreneur, and we're here with Shanae with Nay's Happy Treat. So how you doing today?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm doing good. So first and foremost, what made you want to be an entrepreneur?
Well, what made me want to be an entrepreneur is, well, my grandparents.
Okay.
My grandmother, as I was growing up, she had her own daycare in her home. And my grandfather, he owned his own cleaning business, and he did that for years and retired from it. And I was like, okay, I want to be able to be my own entrepreneur and be able to leave things behind for my kids, because they left their businesses behind for like my aunts and them, and they picked it up. So
Okay.
I felt like that was a wonderful thing, especially for, you know, our black people in the community.
Right.
But the main reason why I did this is because, like I was telling you before, I have seizures, and I went to the doctor. They did a lot of tests. They gave me medicine, and the medicine was like taking effect on me, like to the point where I couldn't drive, and
It was messing with your motor skills?
Yes, it was
Okay.
messing with everything. So I stopped taking it, and my friend, her name is Christina, she introduced me to her husband. He has a chemist that he knew that made CBD and hemp products.
Okay.
And she introduced me to him and was like, he can teach us how to make our own like medicines for our seizures, because he owns a farm in Oregon.
Okay.
So I went there, he taught me how to do it, and I brought it back with me, and I haven't had a seizure in 6 years. I'm able to drive my car. They said I wouldn't be able to drive. I wouldn't be able to like take my kids to where they need to go. I will always have to rely on someone or my husband, but I don't have to rely on anyone because I tried it on myself, and I make plant-based tablets to help also with seizures.
Okay.
And it works. I take one, all I need is one. I take one a day, and I haven't had, like I said, have not had one in 6 years.
Now, is it a certain type of seizure that you're having? Like, for the viewers that may know somebody that may have this
Yes.
illness or something like
Yes,
that?
so sometimes, well, my seizures are from like, sometimes they are grandma seizures to where I'm out for a minute and then I come to, but when I come to, I feel bad.
Okay.
So them are the type, like the grandma seizures are the ones that I have. And with the THC and the CBD together in the tablet, it really helped me. And I want to help everybody else that's like me. Like, I don't want nobody to feel like because you have seizures that it holds you back from your life. You can be able to drive. You can be able to do the things that they say you cannot do, because I'm a living witness. I'm doing it right now.
With the law changing here, what was some of the steps that you had to go through?
Well, with the laws here, so I went to, and it took me a while. Like, it took me a while to go back and forth, but I didn't want to give up because, like you said, marijuana helps a lot of things. I had to go through agriculture. This lady, her name is...
We can just call it cannabis.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
because some people
Yes,
still
they
they still look at
feel
that word.
that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. So
But cannabis, like, so Patricia, I met her, and she's with agriculture, and she was telling me, you know, you're doing a great thing. I'm going to help you. She was just like, the only thing is, yes, you have to make sure you have COAs, which the COAs are like the chemicals break down on what I'm using.
Okay.
Like what's in it, how many percentage of CBD is in it, what's the strand in it, and how much THC is in it. We're only allowed to have 3% of THC in the state of Tennessee with cannabis. So it has to be like the CBD and THC, and it's only 3%.
okay.
With the hemp, they, like she was saying, you know, hemp is legal as well. It's different cannabis strands, but you can only have 3% of it in there by the state of Tennessee.
Okay.
She said you can manufacture it in your home. They passed a law where you can like manufacture your oils and your butters in your home, because at first you would have to go to a manufacturer to do that. Now they changed the laws with that as well. But and I'm only allowed, I cannot ship, can't ship outside the state of Tennessee. Because then that's going against the laws here. So I can only ship in the state of Tennessee, and it's only allowed 3%. So, and I found me, and you have to find a wholesale, and I found me a wholesale, and I had to get a certificate with my wholesale person. And the wholesale person, it's called Canvas. It's off Trinity Lane. He'll give you a certificate, and it'll have all the COAs, which means the chemicals that's in the cannabis that he's giving me to put in my treats to help heal people. And long as I, like Patricia said, long as I have those COAs and my license, and I'm able to sell it out of my shop. It took me a while. It took me like maybe 3 years to get it together, but I finally like got it together. They changed some laws, they moved some stuff around. I know that you can't really, like, I know a lot of people are talking about like the restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah, they can do it in the restaurants, but you can only put it like in like certain sauces.
Yeah, so we went to Buds and Brew.
Yes, so and that's kind of like, and I spoke with the owner there, and he was like explaining to me like the laws, and he was like, I can't really do too much, and you can't until they pass the law to do more. So he's limited to what he can do. So am I. I can't, all my stuff has to be shelf products, so it has to be able to be shelved. I can't do anything like
popsicles, stuff like that.
Well, I can't, stuff like that, or they don't want you to have like it in your, like, I'm frying fish, like you can't put it in a big thing of oil and do it in your food. It's like it's a lot of like bylaws that you got to go by. But yeah, so I got shelf stuff, and then I got my healing menu, you know, and other stuff. Like I tell people, like if it's just like cupcakes and stuff like that, it's fine. Drinks, it's okay, but like the other stuff, like far as like putting it in chicken and stuff like that, no, you can't do it.
So what was the first thing you created once you got back from learning what you learned in Oregon?
The first thing I did.
A lot of trial and error, burning the butter up.
Yeah. So the first thing I did, oh my gosh, y'all, I used a crock pot. My sister-in-law bought me this mini crock pot, because I was like, I'm gonna do this. I might not have everything that they got, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Right.
So I had a crock pot, and with the crock pot, it took 12 hours. 12 hours, so man, it was like you very was really slow. Cooking some roast. Yeah, I was really. So it was like, oh my God, like, okay. So then when I tried it, but you have to stir like every 15 minutes, so it was like you couldn't really leave home.
Right.
So, but when I first strained it off and did it all, and my very first thing I made with it was cheesecake. And I made a cheesecake, and it was me and my husband and my brother, and we both tried it, and I was one bite. I think I overdid it. One bite, I was sitting like, okay, I'm ready to be done with this. Like, I don't want to be like this anymore. And then my husband was like, well, maybe you shouldn't have put as much. You need to go back and do your measurements again. Right. And I'm like, yeah, I do. My dog got a hold. I dropped a piece on the floor, and like before I could get it, he got a hold to it. So he was just like, I knew it was too much when he was like, his eyes was like droopy, and he was sitting still, and then he was happy, like his tail was wagging, but it like made him pee, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so terrible.
Put him in another man.
Yes, but you know, we got him some water, hydrated him or whatever, and he was okay. But I was like, okay, yeah, that was too much, so now I got to figure out something else to do.
Okay. Because
a lot of people would, like some people that I had try it, they were like, okay, yeah, that's way too much. Like that's kind of like scary. Yeah. So I went ahead and like went back to the basics. Went in. I had a book that I was going by. It was like a cannabis cookbook that I got. I ordered it off of Amazon, and it was actually from Oregon. It was from Oregon. And they had like the measurements of how you do it all, so it won't be so much. Okay. Yeah, so I learned that, and then I got better, and then I was like, okay, this crock pot thing is like slowing everything up now. So then that's when I was like, oh, they got machines for this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I gotta get the machine. So I ended up getting the machine, but yeah, cheesecake was way too much. Then I tried to make candy out of it, hard candy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like that.
I know in the process of learning the cannabis game, have you went to other places like Humboldt County, Colorado? Have you did any traveling to see how big it is, the expansion of it?
So I did go to Oregon, and they had some stuff up there. I went to Las Vegas and visited the cannabis shops in there, like for Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg and all that. I went there and just looking to see like what all types of stuff that they had in the store, like, and trying out different things. And I seen a lot of things. And you're right, the strands, so many strands. Like, it's important. With this, you have to know your strands, and you have to have certain strands. And I didn't know that at first. At first, I'm, like I told you, crock pot, I'm putting it in there, okay, this is what it is. I couldn't tell people what it was, so that takes me back to Patricia. She was just like, you gotta know your different strands. Right. You have to know what your different strands are, what they do, and how they make people feel. And I was like, well, I don't know none of that. So when I would go to Oregon, I asked questions. It was a huge farm. They had a huge farm of cannabis and different strands and different COAs. And they were like, this is like the percentage of everything. Like, make sure you have all of your percentages, your COAs, your different strands. Your strands are important. You have to know those. And I was like, okay. And with the different strands, you also have to have, like, they want pictures. So even if you gotta have
the bud,
of the bud.
Okay.
So they want pictures of the bud. They want the different strands. They want the percentage of the CBD, the percentage of THC. They want it all in there, on down to it's like the chemicals that's in it, basically. But I've learned that, and then when I went to Las Vegas, I learned that. What did the man tell me? He was telling me like how my packaging, my gummies, I'm like, they're melting. Like, what do I do? He's like, you got to get aluminum packaging. And
it was melting.
Yeah, they were melting.
What did you have them in?
Just
regular plastic.
When I first started, I had them in regular plastic bags. Yeah. So he was just like, you need aluminum, smellless proof things. And he was like, here, I'll show you. He showed me, and it was on Amazon.
So crazy how you see all this stuff on Amazon. Once you start searching, like, oh, okay, they got these bottles, this bottle, a bottle this small, this big.
Yeah. So, he was telling me this, and he was like, that'll keep you, he said. And then he was like, I had to use more gelatin. And I was like, well, I have a lot more vegan based and stuff like that. And he was like, they have vegan gelatin. He was like, use that and use natural coconut. Natural coconut oil, and they won't melt. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, do it. And he was like, I'm gonna give you my card, and then you call me and tell me. I did it, and yeah, they're great. I learned about tincture when I went to I went to a
now tincture is the little liquid.
Yes.
Okay.
So I learned about tincture when I went to St. Louis, actually.
Okay.
I went to, it's called Beyond. It is a cannabis store. I went in, and they had all these healing like bottles in there, and I'm like, what is all of this? And the man came in, and he was like, these are infused with cannabis, but they're also infused with things that heal the body, elderberry. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, do you have a machine? And I was like, okay, we back at this machine again. So I was like, well, I just got one. He said, well, he told me the machine to get, it was the magic butter machine. He was like,
that was the one.
Yeah, so he was like, get you one of those. And he was just like, buy you elderberry fruit, stick it in there. He was like, you're gonna need a 90 proof alcohol. And I'm like, what? He was like, listen to me. He was like, a 90 proof alcohol. He was like, put that together in your machine and let it do what it does. And watch, you're gonna have tincture. He said it's nothing that you're gonna want to just be like, I'm gonna drink, because he said it's gonna taste bitter. He said it's just to help you with your immune system and to help with focus. And then it takes it back to that strand that he was talking about. So that strand for focus, he was like sativa. He was just like, so it can take it back to that. And he was just like, and do that, and that's a focus drop right there. And I was like, okay. So he showed me the bottle, so I went on Amazon again, got the drop bottles, and then I started making tincture for people.
That's
for
pretty
focus.
cool. So you know how to make a few things, huh?
A few things. I had learned, well, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 10 years. So I've been through a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of things that doctors shouldn't do to patients, and it's a money thing, really. These people are hurting their liver, their kidneys, and I'm like, why are you, to the point where they get addicted to it, then they take them off of it, and then now they're addicted to this medicine, so now you got to go to a Suboxone clinic and pay more money, and this is another drug that you have to stay on for the rest of your life. You
See,
can't.
I mean to cut you off, but me and Ty were just in a cannabis store, and they had some type of stuff in there, and I was like everything in there was cannabis and weed, and they just had this whole little counter on the side, and I was like, what's this stuff? He's like, it's the weaning you off heroin and stuff, and I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I looked at Ty like, you heard what he just said? Like, y'all selling stuff like this in the store, like the wane somebody off? So it was crazy to hear that they have stuff like that, but he said they also help with opioid addiction and all this. I'm like, man, this crazy. So.
Yeah, but it's a natural, because cannabis is a natural thing. It's like from the earth, so it's not going to hurt your body.
Right.
Like where they're, like you said, you found that to help them, get off of opioids and stuff. That's wonderful that, they have that in there, because Suboxone is terrible. It messes with your liver. It messes with your organs. So, and I tell people, I was like, that's terrible. So I was like, I'm going to be better because I want to help people. That's my whole thing. Found vegan based tablets, which is plant based, and then raw coconut oil. And and that's how I make my tablets. And then I, give them to people. I have a cancer tablet as well that I make with all the herbs that helps for cancer that's in there. Turmeric is one of them, and it also helps my patients with cancer. Like I have people that have cancer that gets either treats or the tablets from me, and it's very helpful with their treatments and stuff. These people that have I have a lady who has what did she tell me? She has restless leg. She has restless legs. She cannot, it bothers her at night and everything. And she was just like, honey, I don't really, and I love her to death. She was like, I don't really do drugs or whatever. But she was just like, I had this nerve rope from this lady, and like it stopped everything at night. I slept through the whole night. My legs didn't hurt or any of that. And I was like, well, I have tablets if you want to try that'll help with restless leg. And she was like, yes. And she tried it and loved it. And now she tells people about me, and I come to her. I have a nurse who's a on-call nurse. She works for the hospital. She goes and go to people's houses and take care of them. She gets pain creams and tablets for me for her patients that have neuropathy and arthritis. Like, I want to help with those things, especially our elderly, because the stuff, it's like they're giving us stuff to help that quick fix, and then it ruins something else with us. It makes no sense, because naturally our bodies heal themselves. We as humans just don't give it time to do it, because we want that quick fix real fast. You got that quick fix and then it's messing with something else. So I just want I make stuff that's natural, that won't hurt the body, to where your body will naturally heal, because these herbs, again, is from the earth.
Right.
If you take it back, people want to say, oh, well, Adam and Eve and all this. Well, when God created the world, you was to live off the land.
Hey, Genesis 1:11 say,
okay.
If their seed.
Exactly. He didn't say anything about slaughtering animals, eating meat, or any of that. Like, it was just fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And they lived off their land. Their herbs is what healed them and stuff. So what it is that the meats that we're doing now, it's hurting our bodies and stuff like that. The meats, the pills. Like, I'm trying to help people for real, to where they can live longevity and allow their bodies to heal themselves. I watch a lot of I read a lot of, what's his name? He passed. Is it Dr.
Sebi?
Dr. Sebi.
Yep.
I read a lot of things on there that's very helpful for people that I use with my healing treats. So
it's a book that I try to recommend to a lot of people, which is very hard to find.
okay.
It's about Elijah Muhammad, Eat to Live. Not,
I've never heard of that one, but
it's
I
eat to
am
live, live to eat, not eat to live.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's so weird because when you go read that book, it's basically the diet that the Caucasian people basically on, and they got us on all this crazy shit. So it's so crazy how they took his information and saw how, I mean, even everything they talk about the family, but it's neither here nor there. But yeah, his book basically talk about all that. Like, we shouldn't be eating these meats, just like the pork. Like I tell people, pork make you angry.
Oh yeah.
People don't really believe that. It really makes you angry, and I don't know what it is, but it just give you a little bit more aggression. It just seems like it's something about that pork. You know what I mean?
It makes you angry. Let me tell you, we never really had high blood pressure. We didn't have high blood pressure until, like I said, it takes it all the way back. Like you said, they knew how to eat. We did not. So we was just learning to survive. So that we ate the leftover pork and everything coming up, when really it was causing brain tumors. It was causing
chicken gizzards.
Yes. Causing brain tumors, causing us to have high blood pressure, diabetes. So now they have all these things here, and then because they pass it on to the next generation, because this is just how they were raised. And like I said, I don't even eat pork. I don't do it. I won't do it because it causes you to have headaches, and it puts brain tumors on people, and people don't even understand that. Like, that stuff, the meat don't even properly digest in the body because it's not even supposed to be eaten. So it's just sit there and creates bacteria in the body, which causes IBS, which causes diverticulitis. Like, it causes all these diseases because people say, oh, that's just fat. No, you have bowel. That ain't fat. That's bowel sitting in your system trying to pass. Our bodies are not supposed to pass that. So it's just sitting there. That's why people say that it takes 7 years for a steak to digest. I was like, So imagine you're sitting there letting this digest, and it's sitting in your body this whole time. What is it going to do?
Can you eat another one?
Exactly. It ain't going to do nothing. It's just building up more bacteria in the bowel. But yeah, I did this is because I really want to help people, especially my elder people, because my grandmother is another reason why I did this, and she's gone now, but I really feel like if she was here with the generation now, with the herbs and the healthy stuff now, she would still be here because she lived like that, because her mom was a slave. So she just passed it on, and I'm like, no, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to be better not only for being me, but my community, my kids. That's why I'm really doing this, because I want people to wake up. Cannabis helps everything. It helps everything. Anxiety, depression, cataracts, seizures, people that have anemia. And I have anemia. I'm anemic too. So yeah, it helps all of those and other things as well. So, and people don't even realize it. And I wish people would just really wake up.
All right, so I know we inside your shops. How long would it be till your shop open?
So I'm giving myself, I'm going to probably open up in April, late April. And I'm going to have a grand opening. And I'm going to have everybody come up here, and you just come on in, and I'll have things set up, things for you guys to drink. I'm going to have samples of all my drinks that I make for everybody to try. I'm going to have samples out for everyone to try and to come and buy, and just have a celebration with me, just to come up here and open it up, because I'm really excited about this.
Well, we know you got a bunch of treats and stuff like that. You just give us your top 5 favorite things to make, and then give us your top 3 best sellers.
Okay, so my favorite things to make are my plant-based tablets for the depression or the anxiety, and I really like to make my tinctures because my tinctures help with my juices. So I like to make tincture. I love to make my tablets, and I like to make brownies, because when I first started, I think that was everybody's favorite thing. But I love to make my brownies, and I love to make my my Rice Krispie treats.
But it's funny you say the brownies, because that was the first thing I ever seen in a movie. That's the first thing I ever ate. So I think that was the first thing weed was. In the way they put it in there, they didn't do it they actually used to put the weed in the brownie.
Inside the brownie. So I call those hash brownies.
Yeah.
I make the hash brownies, and I make the brownies without it in there. But my 3 top sellers, my brownies, my gummies, and my drinks.
Okay.
Everybody likes.
So what flavor drinks do you have?
I have tea. I make Green Berry Rush, which is a mixture of strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, all of those together, and then I have a fruit punch that everybody likes. They love the Green Rush. That's the biggest seller, the Green Rush. And then my 3rd thing that goes most. I love y'all. I hate making them, but y'all love them. These nerd rolls.
I bet the damn thing so damn tedious.
They are so tedious to make, but because I make everything homemade, I don't get anything from dispensaries or any. Everything I make is my own thing that I make, my own creation. And
you make taffy?
Yes, I make taffy.
Okay.
Taffy. That's a tedious thing too, but you know, I do it anyway. Like I have a lot of older customers that like that. I have people come in, and I have a lady from Chattanooga that's the only thing that she gets from me is the taffy. And she's like, honey, I want you to make it the same way every time. I was like, okay. She said, cause it helps her with her, I think she said she has neuropathy real bad in her hands and her feet. So she said it helps with that and her nerve pain. So she comes up here monthly, faithfully.
Okay, look, go back for the old ladies, give them some peppermint and butterscotch candy.
Yes.
Mess around, give it to the kid. Here, baby, take it. Oh, Lord. My bad, baby. Don't need to get that back to grandma.
Yes.
But so what are your plans in the next 2 to 4 years? 'Cause I know a lot of people say 5. You know, it's 2 to 4. That's because you know things move pretty fast. Like right now, look, you got your shop. I see you in there painting. It's already January, so you got a few months. So the next 3 months, you're gonna have the shop open. So you get what I mean? Things move a little fast. So in the next 2 to 4 years, what are some of your goals?
So in the next 2 to 4 years, my next goal is to open up me a little cafe. Okay. The lady at agriculture, Patricia, was like, I really want you to do it. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to do my clinic first. And that'll be something that I do because I do make good food. I'm a good cook. Everybody wants me to open up a little cafe. So that'll probably be my next thing that I do with Nene's Happy Treats. But yes.
And it'll be called Nene's Happy Treat too, or what?
This will be called Nene's Cafe.
Okay.
This building here is Nene's Happy Treats Health and Wellness. So it helps with because I'm a nurse, so it helps with the healing and also with being happy. You know, if you want to have fun with it, or you know, if people come in here in sleep insomnia, people come in here want to focus, can't neuropathy, having really bad pain, back pain and stuff like that. So this one's mostly like a clinic right now.
I heard you say neuropathy.
Neuropathy?
Yeah, what exactly is that?
So neuropathy is like where you have like tingling pain of the feet and the hands. Okay. Sometimes if you have it really bad, like you can't control the nerves in your hands and you can like drop a cup and not even know you're doing it. So and with the cannabis, it helps with the pain and it helps with them being able to feel. And I was like, that's crazy that does that, but it helps with that. Okay.
So one more question. Can you let the people know where they can reach you?
Yeah.
Like all your so a lot of people like get their numbers, but you know, I have to tell you, gotta give people social media. You know, you gotta get them handles nowadays.
So with my social media, you guys, I am on Facebook as Nene's Happy Treats. And that's my name for all my social medias. Okay. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I have a Snapchat, but I'm not on there. But yes, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. That's where I'm at. You place your orders on either one. On Facebook and my Instagram is my telephone number and my website. So it's in the bio.
Okay, and if you got any encouraging words for any up-and-coming entrepreneurs?
Yes, when things get hard, do not stop, because things are going to get hard and obstacles are going to come in your way. Do not stop. Keep going. Keep pushing. It's going to come. As long as you keep manifesting that this is what's going to happen, it's going to happen. and don't give up.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Nene, and this is another look into an entrepreneur, and we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
All
Cause I was on YouTube watching TY38.